It's 2021 0408 at 11:41 a.m. So 2021 0408 11:41. This is a follow-up or the first and initial commit to repo for a video of documenting my latest biopsy for dermatology at UMC for record and archival like usual. It's on my right torso above the hip, right here. And this is the latest biopsy, I believe, a cluster of potentially turning a Malignant melanoma sites here. This is the incision and area for it after just 2 days, 2 days from the 6th at about 8 to 9 a.m. was incised by the resident on staff who saw me that day and spoke at length about this. And Dr. Hilton was the, I believe, director and advisor for the staff that day who ordered the biopsy itself. This biopsy was done using 8mm punch and scalpel tools, and it was just simply covered with a band-aid and some Vaseline, I believe, and I was instructed to not shower or wet it for 24 hours, and it's longer than that. It's nearing 48 hours to 50 or so, and that's why I just took a shower. And the site itself looks fairly excellent, and there is still remaining 2 moles, one bottom and top. I believe they checked those, and I assume they had no discolorations, but they've been watching these for a while, and I used the new tool to check the skin for the moles, a little handheld one. It looks like a kind of a microscope. Pretty excellent tool. They showed it to me, and I got to look at my own skin with it. Highly recommend. Don't recall the name, but highly recommend. And that they were able to see the actual coloration and the changing and monitor it. And so this is the first biopsy that's been probably performed in 5 years, since either 15 or 2016, so either 6 to 5 years, because this is the first cluster that has actually developed in that time period, as almost every single blemish and mole had been removed on my entire body about a decade ago. And I guess only now we're starting to see more. And since there was coloration changes enough to warrant this, and they're also monitoring one of my about right here. That's where one monitoring is going on, but that has the full infectomy, so they're more concerned about putting me under the knife or anything on my leg. But for here, they could do it, and it did change color enough because they mentioned it, so they excised it, and that's important, as it seems to be early enough, and they dug deep enough with the 8mm and the scalpel that, I mean, it seems confident to me that they all were localized tissues gone, basically, as it should be. And as was initially always recommended, or more like ordered, like literally ordered with MD Anderson from day one with me, to just remove everything anywhere near it. And that seems seemingly what they did here. I guess they sent the pathology slides, so this is also a reminder to me and anybody from MD Anderson or Sloan Kettering watching that the slides can be found in a digitized format from pathology from UMC, as they had mentioned that they have some sort of data access or storage for that purpose, so that the slides of the pathology for the individual samples should be available, or if the actual sample isn't, to be put under the microscope. I tried to request them to get in contact with Dr. J. Klaus Busam, so that my initial pathologist could review it, as I basically supposed to have been always doing. And also the staff at MD Anderson could have their in-house pathology review it as well, and then enter both into the long-term study for these samples. Like, that's one specific one, but they have a long-term for that, and I know that either that or just add it to my archive with NARA already for Social Security to then be pulled whenever they get around to it for the current follow-up for new incidences of my initial stage 4 Ameleanotic melanoma on my left ankle, about right here. I'm that patient, the male from Mandeville, Louisiana. It was right here. You can see the scarring. Well, maybe not entirely, but I'm this patient, the one who had it here. It looks quite pink in the video, but it is not that coloration at all. Looking at it under the light, but it was here, and so just for reference, that's me. Still at the same address in Mandeville, Louisiana, and I'm updating for, again, biopsy, right side above hip, below rib cage, in between whatever this area right here is called. Right there. And no other spots, since they did a very thorough investigation on Tuesday, seem to need excision at this time, including the one on my scalp that had been constantly monitored by Dr. Ross. That doesn't seem to be needing biopsy either. So this is a update for 2021-08, 2021-04-08, about 11, probably 50 something, 11:59 likely right now. Again, Jeffrey Thomas Bodin, biopsy update, stage 4, Amelanotic or Malignant melanoma, childhood cancer, immunotherapy, long-term follow-up study.